Okay, so picture this. One of India's wealthiest states that also has its highest unemployment rate. A place where ancient epics were written is now a massive hub for Fortune 500 companies. Now, this isn't some kind of riddle, it's a real place. It's the state of Haryana. And today we're going to try and make sense of these incredible paradoxes.
All right, so to really get your head around this puzzle, you've got to see the contradictions right next to each other. Because on the one hand, Haryana is an absolute economic powerhouse.
I mean, it's got the second highest per capita income in the entire country. And listen, this isn't just about big city wealth. We are talking about a huge number of rural millionaires, people who built their fortunes on a seriously booming farming and dairy economy.
But, and this is the big but, here's the paradox. Despite all that incredible wealth, Haryana also has the highest unemployment rate in the whole country. It's a total head-scratcher, right? How can so much money and so much joblessness exist in the exact same place?
Okay, now let's throw another layer on this, the history. We're talking about a land that is seriously ancient. I mean, it's considered the cradle of the epic Mahabharata. The sacred text was written here, and the legendary War of Kurukshetra was fought on this very soil. And then, in a complete 180, this ancient land is also this hyper-modern corporate hub. You've got the city of Gurugram, they call it the Cyber City, and it's just packed with offices for some of the world's biggest Fortune 500 companies. It's basically a major IT and business center for all of India.
So this brings us to the heart of the matter, the central question for this whole explainer. You have this ancient land full of rural millionaires that's also a cutting-edge corporate hub, but it's dealing with the nation's highest unemployment. How on earth is this possible? Well, to find the answer, we've got to go back in time. See, to understand Haryana today, you really have to get its history as this strategic crossroads. For centuries, this was the battleground, the place where the fate of India was literally decided again and again. And all that conflict, well, it forged a really unique and incredibly resilient identity. I mean, just look at the list. From the Mahabharata itself, to the 3 huge battles of Panipat that basically shaped Mughal rule, to the Battle of Karnal, Haryana's flat plains were the stage for some of the most critical fights in Indian history. Being in this constant state of defense and war, it shaped a culture that's tough, pragmatic, and, has a real martial spirit.
And you know what? That fighting spirit didn't just fade away with those ancient battles. Oh no, it carried right on into the 20th century, sparking a whole new kind of struggle. This time, it wasn't with swords, but with words and protests, a fight for a separate identity.
So here is what was going on. After the British merged the region with Punjab, the cultural differences were just stark. You had the Haryana region, which was mostly Hindi-speaking and Hindu, and then you had the rest of Punjab, which was largely Punjabi-speaking and Sikh. These really deep, fundamental divides, while they fueled this powerful demand for their own state.
Now, this didn't happen overnight. Not at all. After being part of Punjab for more than 100 years, the demands that really ramped up after independence finally paid off in 1966. The Punjab Reorganization Act was passed, and on November 1st, Haryana was officially born, ready to carve out its own destiny.
So the question is, how did this brand new state, one that was literally forged from conflict and protest, become such an economic giant? Well, the answer really boils down to 2 things: perfect timing and really smart diversification.
Okay, so a huge piece of Haryana's early success was just incredible timing. It was created right at the dawn of the Green Revolution, and this was this massive agricultural transformation. We're talking new tech, high-yield seeds, the whole deal, that just supercharged its farms. It turned Haryana into a breadbasket for the entire country and created incredible wealth, literally, from the soil. But here's the thing, Haryana's success story isn't just about farming, not by a long shot. Its economy is remarkably balanced. I mean, look at this. It's almost an even split between agriculture, industry, and that booming IT and services sector. That diversification, that's the secret sauce to its stability and its wealth. And you can see this diversification in action everywhere. It's the top exporter of basmati rice. It's a huge manufacturing hub for tractors, bikes, and cars. It's a leader in dairy farming. That's where those rural millionaires come from. And of course, it's a global services center in Gurugram, pulling in talent from all over India. Heck, it was even the very first state to bring electricity to all of its villages. This is a state that just gets things done.
Okay, so we've got the history, we've got the economy. Now let's talk about the people and the culture. Because this is what's going to bring our story full circle and hopefully help us finally understand those paradoxes we started with. There's this popular saying that I think just perfectly captures the spirit of Haryanvi culture. It goes, "Doodh dahi ka khana, yo mera Haryana." It basically means a meal of milk and curd, this is my Haryana. And it says so much, right? It speaks to that deep connection with the land, a real focus on strength and nourishment, and just a straightforward, hearty way of life.
And that whole ethos, that focus on strength, on discipline, and that diet rich in dairy, it translates directly into one of Haryana's most famous exports, sports champions. I mean, the state is an absolute breeding ground for athletes, especially in those real strength-based sports like wrestling and kabaddi.
And hey, the results? They really do speak for themselves. You've got Neeraj Chopra's historic Olympic gold in javelin throw. You've got this long list of wrestling medalists like Sakshi Malik, Bajrang Punia, the famous Phogat sisters. It's incredible. Haryana just punches way above its weight, contributing so much to India's medal count on the world stage. And that brings us right back to where we started, full circle. On one side, you see this immense success, super high income, a literal conveyor belt of sports champions. But right next to it, you have that nagging, persistent problem, the highest unemployment rate in the country. So why? Well, the reasons are complex, of course, but it seems to point to a major disconnect. There's a mismatch between the skills many people have and what the modern corporate jobs in places like Gurugram are looking for. And there's also this deep-seated cultural preference for stable government jobs over private sector ones. And all of that together, it creates this really stark and challenging paradox.
So at the end of the day, Haryana is this land of incredible achievement, but also really pressing challenges. It's a place that has absolutely mastered creating wealth from its soil, a place that produces world-class athletes, but now it's facing this absolutely crucial task of creating enough opportunities for its own people. And that leaves us with the big question for its future, doesn't it? Can this land of warriors and champions win its next big battle? The one against unemployment